Hi, I'm Sean from Sony Australia and New Zealand, and welcome to our launch stream for the FX6, our latest addition to Cinema Line. We'll be crossing to the global launch stream in just a moment, but we've created some local content that we want to share. As those of you who joined us for the Alpha 7S Mark III launch stream will remember, the Sony Film Festival is coming, and we've created a promotional film all shot on the FX6 with a full behind the scenes. We'll be screening it after the announcement. In the meantime though, join us for a closer look at the FX6.
We live in a new age of content consumption, where we can choose to connect with distant people, unseen places, exotic cultures, and untold stories at will. We can change the way we experience the world. At Sony, we celebrate creators and visual storytellers, and are dedicated to enabling their extraordinary skills and talent. In the year 2000, Sony released the HDW F900, making history as the world's first 24p digital cinema camera. This marked the start of a new era of digital filmmaking. Since then, Sony has continued to push the boundaries of technical innovation in the industry, delivering many cameras that allow filmmakers and creators to tell stories in ways that were never before possible. Our Cine Alta brand stands for this commitment, supplying the best tools, made by cinematographers for cinematographers. We are proud to support the community, applying our passion and working closely with working cinematographers to create new technology. Now, Sony brings a new series of products that delivers our coveted look, combined with enhanced operability and reliability, designed to meet and exceed many different needs of today's creators. This series is named Cinema Line. The look can deliver film-like and rich cinematic expression, S-Cinetone. The cameras are designed with maximum comfort and operability that is built specifically for the cinematographer. Cinema Line will give creators around the world the tools they need to capture emotion in every frame and unleash the true power of visual storytelling. Technologies are shared across the range of cameras, enabling creators to focus on the creative intent. The Venice has become a first choice for high-end digital movie production, while the FX9 has an outstanding track record in documentary production. Today we reveal the next step in our Cinema Line, a new model that gives immense creative freedom to a wide spectrum of visual storytellers. Introducing the new FX6. To meet the expectations of a wide range of creators who seek new high-quality video expression. The new FX6 boasts a full-frame sensor, Sony's versatile E-mount, a powerful BIONZ XR image processor, AI-based AF technology, a wide lens lineup with more than 50 separate lenses available, plus a host of leading-edge alpha ILC camera technology, combined, condensed, and packed into this compact body. The FX6, the newest model in the Cinema Line series, leverages the full potential and advantage of the Alpha mount system, offers new horizons in video expression for today's creators. We will continue to expand the reach of the Alpha system into the world of professional cinema. The FX6 has four main features. These include impressive cinematic expression, features for extraordinary freedom, outstanding mobility, operability, and expandability. The first main feature is impressive cinematic expression. Based on the expressive power that Sony has cultivated and developed, the expressive power of full frame is uniquely capable of delivering shallow depth of field for stunning video expression. Then there's the incredible high sensitivity performance, for which Sony is renowned, thanks to the large pixel size and back-illuminated structure of the full-frame sensor. With our 4K full-frame sensor, impressive high-quality video expression is achieved with low noise, even in dimly lit environments. When shooting in S-Log3, the standard base sensitivity is ISO 800, with a high sensitivity setting of ISO 12800, also available for shooting in darker conditions. The sensitivity setting can also be changed to match the shooting environment. Fully exploiting the performance of the high sensitivity sensor allows shooting in dimly lit conditions at up to ISO 409,600. As well as sensitivity, the FX6 achieves a wide latitude with 15+ stops of dynamic range. And the same wide latitude is also available with a high sensitivity setting of ISO 12800, while maintaining superb image quality in low light conditions to expand flexibility of the post-production process. The beautiful bokeh expression and high sensitivity performance are delivered by Sony's 10.2 megapixel full-frame back-illuminated XR sensor and the innovative new architecture of the state-of-the-art BIONZ XR image processing engine that enables processing at 4 times the speed attainable hitherto. S-Cinetone's highly regarded look profile, which is also used in the FX9 and inspired by the Venice color science, is adopted on the FX6 following its enthusiastic reception on the FX9. This boosts the expressive power of human skin colors with a softer tone and depicts highlights with the tones necessary for natural cinematic expression to make subjects stand out beautifully. S-Cinetone quickly and easily enables a cinema look without post-production. S-Log3 is also provided in Cine-EI mode for shooting when post-production is assumed. This allows the use of unique individual color expressions. The FX6 delivers not just advances in image quality, but a host of leading-edge functions. Fast Hybrid AF provides high-speed, high-accuracy autofocus with focal plane phase detection. Phase detection sensor points are distributed over almost the entire surface of the imaging area on the sensor, enabling the subject to be captured wherever it appears in the image. In combination with the latest BIONZ XR engine, even fast-moving subjects are focused and tracked tenaciously, accurately, and smoothly. Real-time eye AF and face detection AF are also provided for robust focusing on eyes, even in difficult scenes with the narrow depths of field that full frame can provide. FX6 offers a manual focus operation, even during an autofocus shooting. The AF Assist function allows creators to switch from autofocus to manual focus by just rotating the lens focus ring to a targeted position manually with intended speed. This professional camera supports high frame rate shooting at up to 120 FPS at 4K, QFHD resolution, allowing slow motion expression of fast-moving subjects. The simultaneous operation of autofocus, including real-time eye AF, makes it easier to create impressive images without losing focus on the subject. The autofocus performance of the FX6 is not realized by the camera itself. Superb AF actuators and advanced control algorithms of over 50 native E-mount lenses equally respond as well. An innovative electronic variable ND filter is provided, with Sony's unique electronic control seamlessly changing the density of the ND filter. The Auto ND function lets the camera automatically adjust the density of the ND filter for optimal exposure even when the camera moves from outdoors to indoors and vice versa. Additionally, with Sony's E-mount lens with iris click off, you can change the depth of field without changing the shutter speed and ISO. In addition to these state-of-the-art movie shooting functions and beautiful video expression, another great appeal of the FX6 lies in its mobility. With a full-frame sensor and the latest shooting functions, the FX6 is in the same class of size and weight as the FS5 series. In addition to handheld shooting, the FX6 is highly mobile and can be used for shooting with stabilizers and drones. The modular design of the FX6 allows you to mix and match the parts you need depending on your shooting needs. One of the most distinctive features is the smart grip. A variety of buttons and dials are arranged to control the start and stop of recording, as well as to change various settings while holding the camera. The angle adjustment lever on the top of the grip makes it easy to adjust the grip angle while shooting. Then there's the smart handle, which has additional control buttons for improved operability. This provides stable camera work and operability even in low-angle shooting and other situations where the smart grip cannot be held. The LCD panel has been upgraded to a 3.5-inch type, 1280 by 720 pixels, for higher resolution. The touch panel allows you to change settings directly from the status confirmation screen. In addition, the touch panel also enables focus touch control. This allows you to precisely set the camera's focus point by simply touching the LCD monitor. Monitoring is easy at any angle, and with 3 attachment points on the handle and 2 on the body, the LCD panel can be positioned for optimum viewability in just about any shooting situation. The FX6 is a compact, lightweight professional camera that offers an impressive set of advanced features and functions. It can be used in multi-camera recording with high-end equipment with the same workflow. The FX6 supports internal recording in an MXF wrapper of the XAVC format that is becoming a standard across professional video production sites. In addition, for the first time in its class, internal recording is now possible in XAVC Intra 422 10-bit Class 300 at DCI 4K and QFHD resolutions. Not only is high-quality internal recording provided, but raw output from SDI is also supported for greater editing flexibility. The new dual slot supports CFexpress Type A, which enables the recording of high bitrate 4K video at high frame rates and also SDXC cards. The FX6 also allows 4-channel audio recording, and professional accessories can be connected to the XLR inputs on the smart handle or the digital MI shoe. Despite its compact size and weight, the FX6 has the proven reliability of Sony's professional equipment. The FX6's housing and chassis construction has been newly designed. It realizes efficient heat dissipation where thermal shutdown no longer limits recording time. Despite its cooling fan, the camera is dust and moisture resistant, making it ideal for use in harsh environments. For use in harsh environments, magnesium alloy is used for the external chassis, such as top, front, rear panels, the handle, and the interior chassis of the FX6. This achieves both greater rigidity and weight reduction, further enhancing mobility. Integration with Catalyst has been upgraded to include image stabilization, clip flags, and camera rotation data to manage footage. Internal Wi-Fi also handles CBN and allows video monitoring and camera operation from a remote location. High-sensitivity, full-frame imaging delivers a new dimension of cinematic expressive power for video creators to use at will and with ease. Answering the call for superb mobility with the operability and extensibility of professional movie equipment. We bring you the FX6, ready to tell amazing stories. Sony's cinema line will continue to evolve and develop in response to creators' requests, with plans for the Venice version 6.0 in November 2020, and the FX9 version 3.0 firmware update in 2021. Cinema line is here. Thanks for being with us.
Wow, a huge step forward for compact production cameras and sure to become the camera of choice for a lot of operators. Now let's take a look at some more footage from the camera in our promotional reel for the Sony Film Festival.
10,000 hours. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. So, you better get started. But you've been headed in this direction for quite some time now, haven't you? You see, you're one of those people, chasing after that dream. With all the late nights, dead batteries, computer crashing, 7-day weeks, overpacking, overflowing inbox. What day is it? Just one more take. Elevator pitches. Final version 23? Rendering. Early call times. Hard drive stacking up. Did I back this up? What feature was that again? One more coffee. Perfectionist. Hustler. Who just can't help but do what you do. You can't help yourself, can you? Can't help chasing. Can't help working on that dream. The Sony Film Festival. Register your interest today.
If you're a filmmaker and you haven't already signed up for the Sony Film Festival, now's the time. Along with this film, we've published a wave of new details which are available on the Film Festival microsite, which you can find in the details below. Now I'm going to leave you with this behind the scenes of the FX6 in action.
Sony came to us with like less than a month and said, we're releasing this new camera and we have a new film festival that's coming out. If we were to give you guys the opportunity to create something, what would you do?
We wanted to really highlight the journey and the process of the filmmaker.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
The concept of the promo that we chose was kind of derived from all our stories as filmmakers.
Showing the struggles of our past mistakes or our past experiences that we all would go through.
It's been nice to do a story about these three young aspiring filmmakers because it's a story that we can all relate to. We've all been there.
It has been really fun being able to really understand all of these different characters, their different personalities, as well as the creative path that they've chosen.
And it was a kind of self-reflective process. I don't know one person that is part of the team that hasn't been up till 4 in the morning editing.
Endless supply of coffee.
Dead batteries on a set.
The mountains and mountains of footage.
Your computer crashing.
It's something we all go through and it's all part of it. So when I first grabbed the FX6, it's immediately the lightest camera ever. It's just insane compared to the bigger cinema cameras that I'm used to working with.
Looks heavy, but it's a lot lighter than you think.
Working with the new FX6 has sped up our production time without having to worry about the size of the camera, being able to throw it in different scenarios, being able to move it so quick, shooting on the fly.
Chucked on a drift car which has been fanging around the raceway. We've put on an FPV drone which was absolutely flying, chasing it, squeezed it into tight spots, put it on tiny little Ronins. I can't even believe it balances.
Right now we're here at Eastern Creek Raceway. We're rigging up the car with the FX6.
Why don't I just build it here and then we'll make it work, because
we were able to achieve a pretty insane car rig setup with the FX6, which is something you can't really do with bigger cinema cameras. The G-forces we applied to the camera with the car just fanging around a drift track, a bigger camera just wouldn't withstand it. Woohoo! That's sick! I rocked up for the car scene and I was expecting this big heavy lifted drone because I knew the camera was light, but I didn't think it was this light.
So this is the drone that we're going to use to mount the FX6 on.
It's not what I expected, but it's actually really impressive.
And sure enough, they've got this tiny little FPV drone. The propellers are absolutely miniature.
And all of a sudden, you see this FX6 on this tiny drone whizzing past with no effort, going crazy around the track, doing crazy moves.
Having inbuilt ND filters is an absolute lifesaver in a lot of scenarios where you can't control the exposure or diffusion to control your lighting. Where the ND filters shined the most was when we were on the field, and in the middle of the day, the light was still harsh, and we utilized all the ND filters inside, and we were able to dial in our exposure to how we wanted it. When shooting dynamic scenes, such as dancing, you really want to be able to capture it in its full glory, and being able to shoot that in 4K 120 is very, very handy to have. And this camera does that. Having used Sony's other mirrorless cameras, I was already impressed with the IAF on those systems, and for them to implement it in this camera is absolutely game-changing as well, because no longer having to worry about if things are going to be in focus or not, because IAF is incredibly intelligent. That was great. Well done, guys.
During the field scene, we had to split up the teams because of time restraints. So we sent our A team to go get ready for the drift scene, while our B team stayed and focused on getting the final shots of the kids walking through the grass. Because of this, we lost our camera assistant pulling focus for us. So we had to just rely on the camera's capabilities and its autofocus to get us through the last couple of shots, and we're able to move on without a hiccup.
Battery life was something I literally never even thought about on the shoot. The FX6 just chews through barely any power, which is just amazing.
We were able to just keep working throughout the whole day and maybe only change the battery once or twice.
After sitting in for the color grade, we found that because of the camera's new 10-bit color space and its dynamic range, we were really able to create the looks we wanted and get really nice roll-offs on all the highlights.
I think the 10-bit shined the most in Shane's scene when he was piloting the drone, and we saw that sky, and the amount of dynamic range in that sky was insane. You still had a little bit of highlights from the sun, and then you had this crazy mixture of all the clouds and the darks of the clouds. It was really, really dramatic in that scene, and it just looked amazing. The color sign, that's like a really big one, because we didn't know what to expect with this camera, because no one's ever worked with this camera before. And you know, it really showed when we started grading it, and we were able to achieve a cinematic look and feel. Having a full frame sensor allows you to just get more creative with your lens choices and the depth of field. You get better image quality, and you get better low light because of how big the sensor is. We wanted this huge grand shot of the town hall, and having a full frame sensor and throwing like the widest lens we could on it, it allowed us to get maximum field of view, especially with such a grand place. We wanted to make it feel like a lot larger than life, and I think we really accomplished that. With other cinema cameras, most of them are Super 35, so you know you've got that crop factor to think about. There's nothing else like it on the market right now. Usually when you have larger format cinema cameras, they're usually bigger in size, they're really large, and they're really expensive as well. So I think the FX6 is where it creates its own kind of category.
I feel like this camera has its place on shoots of any scale, whether it be large production and you need your B cam or your crash cam for your cinema cameras, or you're simply looking to just increase production value on smaller shoots.
Under the pump, under the pump.
Yeah, that's
Feeling it? You feeling the
I'm feeling it.
I relate to this project or this concept being a dreamer myself. We wanted to pay homage to all the other filmmakers and the dreamers out there, all those who have sacrificed, you know, their weekends, all their time away from socializing, and shine some light on the process behind what we go through, essentially. It's good to look back at like where we started and give ourselves a constant reminder of like why we did this.
Reflecting on myself and how I've gone through this particular creative journey, being able to really draw in on all of those experiences and then being able to reflect it in production, design, and then really like seeing everything come to life has been absolutely amazing.
It's a pretty long journey in film, and it's been nice to capture the little moments along the way that everyone experiences.
Filmmaking is hard. It's so hard. There's so many hours that you put behind it.
Filmmaking is one of those things where it's like, you're not doing it for the money. You don't do it if you love to sleep. And why do you do it? And I guess the only real answer to that is because we're obsessed with capturing moments that only exist for a small amount of time. And being able to take those moments and make somebody else feel something with them and tell a story and take people out of their everyday into a new world that maybe makes them forget about the days that they've had or how they're feeling and give them something to aspire to or something to hope for. This is why we pursue this dream.